But guess who wasn't having it? The Honorable Dr. Bernice King herself, the youngest daughter of Coretta Scott King and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She came on Twitter. Not Twitter, X. She came on X and she tweeted, quote, "My mother wasn't a prop. She was a peace advocate before she met my father and was instrumental in him speaking out against the Vietnam War. Please understand, my mama was a force." End quote. Baby girl, you better let him know. You better let him know. And I love that she came out to speak out on this because it speaks to this mythos that we have of the ever-suffering Black woman who stood by her man through thick and thin no matter what he did. He could beat her, he could rape her, he could cheat on her, he could have a secret family, but she was never going to bend. She would always stick beside her man and prop him up. He could drain her dry. It speaks to that mythos that wasn't true. She says, my mama was distinguished in her own right before she even met my pappy. She already had her own things going for her. She was not his cheerleader and only his cheerleader. She was much more. And we have this epidemic of men, glamorizing and romanticizing the past. Oh, you women are not the way they were back in the day. What happened to our grandmas? You know what happened to your grandma? Your grandma was trapped in that marriage with your granddaddy. That's what happened to her. She was with him because she had no choice. She was stuck. She couldn't get a bank account in this country until the 1970s without a man signing off on it. She needed a man to survive because y'all created a system where women couldn't survive without men. And our grannies told us to stay the hell away from you. They told us y'all were no good. But you in 2024 fix your mouths to say, why is nobody like my grandma? Your grandma was suffering. She was depressed. She was sad and anxious. She just was happy to see your ass. That's it, because people like kids. This mythos that we have, this delusion of grandeur, this naivety, this nostalgia for a bygone era that never existed. It's like those white men who were like, we missed the 1950s when everything was great. Your wife was on drugs. She was taking barbiturates to get through the day. Her doctor prescribed her happy pills to make it through the day and sleepy pills to get to sleep at night. I'm so tired of men, especially on the internet, glorifying these olden times that never existed. That's how we get Rosa Parks, who she herself was a distinguished civil rights activist in these streets grinding. And we reduced her to some lady who was tired and didn't feel like getting up on a bus at the end of a day. Rosa Parks was an activist. She was a leader in the civil rights movement. There are so many women from the civil rights movement who get no credit for the work they did. And they were the backbones holding everything up. Don't even let me start talking about the Black Panthers now. And the same thing with our grandmas. Y'all disrespecting them, telling them that, oh, they were so happy having gotten married to grandpa at 13 years old. Grandpa is freaking 27 years old, having 6 babies by the time she was 19. And she was happy. She wasn't happy.